Hi, I'm Aiden Feeney from Your Subs. Today we've got local legends Kirk Stephens and Dave Bennett, former players of Coventry City. They're pals of mine. They've come in today just to have a quick chat and say what life was like, how they got into the game, and So, what was it like when you were growing up, Kirk? You know, were you a Coventry lad?
First of all, it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
On behalf of Your Subs, because that's who Benno and I are.
It's
sort of
brilliant that you're ambassadors for us. Yeah.
So it's good to be here and talk about it. So growing up as a kid, I had a great childhood. You know, my dad backed me in everything I'd done. I was very fortunate he was into football, so he encouraged
Who did
me.
he support?
I was Coventry born and bred.
Yeah.
Born up in Willenhall, lived in Willenhall, then Stoke Heath, then Walsgrave.
He was a top man, Bill, wasn't he?
Yeah, my dad was a great bloke, got right character. He was a good footballer in his time as well.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, I did manage to see him play, although I was only a kid. But yeah, he encouraged me in every aspect of my game. He was there behind me and picked me up, dropped me off, and everything a dad does when he's into football. So I had a great upbringing, and obviously went on to live every kid's dream.
Yeah. I mean, none of us were born with silver spoons in our mouths. And I mean, I know when I was growing up, the parents were watching the pennies as they did back in the day. And I mean, you were born in Manchester, Dave.
Yeah, I was born in Manchester, a little bit different then because obviously my parents coming over from Windrush, so they got together then. And growing up in Manchester was very difficult, obviously, with the racism and trying to get into football in more ways than one.
I mean, it must have been really rife back in when you were breaking into it.
Yeah, because we went to school, primary school, and one of the best things we were quite athletic, myself and my brother. But my mum and dad weren't into sport as much. As you're talking about the times of we would play cricket, and we had Muhammad Ali, people like that, and Pele at the time as our idols. So, but my mum and dad were very athletical. So for myself and my brother to get into football was not just a test; it was just a unbelievable thing. In
obstacles chucked in your way all the time.
Because my mum and dad would have wanted me to be a doctor or something like that, or going into something like that, as they say, to have an education.
Yeah. And what was it? Did you experience any kind of thing when you were younger, getting into the game, Kirk? Or
yeah, it was difficult because both my mum and dad worked. My dad was a civil engineer. We didn't have an abundance of money, but my dad always made sure I was there. I'd always got a kit to put on, and I'd always got some boots. Me nan used to buy me boots every Christmas.
Yeah,
so I was really
the old football. What do you want for Christmas?
Yeah,
a pair of football boots, Adidas,
Adidas,
or Puma.
Yeah. And my two sisters, they used to get socks off me nan for Christmas. I used to get a pair of boots, so it was
the favourite.
I was a favourite, yeah, definitely. Yeah. And it was hard. It was hard work. It was nothing in life is easy. We appreciated all we'd got, and I was encouraged by a lot of people. I went to some great schools. I went to Stoke Heath Junior School, which was brilliant for sport, and then Caledon Castle.
Caledon was always a good
great school for particularly footballers. I mean, we had the Gould brothers from there. You had Bobby Parker from there. I mean, they had some other great footballers. Aiden Newbury was probably one of the best schoolboy footballers I ever had the pleasure to play with. He didn't quite make it at the end of the day, but he was a schoolboy.
Well, my brother, Cardinal Wiseman, he used to go up against you because he was a couple of years older.
Yeah.
He used to go up and we'd heard like Aiden Newbury, and he was the kind of...
It's nice to give him a mention because he didn't get what he should have out of football.
Yeah.
Part of it, and you wouldn't mind me saying this, is due to his own misjudgments. But he was a tremendous footballer. Yeah, Caledon produced some really, really good.
Because he used to have the pitch round the running track round the pitch.
Yeah, we used to call it Wembley.
Yeah. But so what would you give? What would your advice be to young kids today that are kind of coming from similar sort of backgrounds to us all?
Yeah. What I'd say is whatever you're doing, enjoy what you're doing. playing football, play with a smile on your face. You know, I've done a lot of scouting for different clubs now, and I've been involved with football on that side. And when you're at a game watching these kids play, and you see a kid that's smiling and he's, you know, you can see how he's enjoying it. And if you're enjoying what you're doing in any aspect of life, you're going to do it better, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you want to do your best. So yeah, just enjoy what you're doing, and every moment of it.
I mean, when you kind of went in teams, Dave, because you played for Man City and Coventry, who else did you play for?
Cardiff.
Cardiff. Was there any kind of standout players that when you played that would finish your training and they would still stay out in the training pitch, like you hear Ronaldo going out or Wayne Rooney staying out on the training pitch to get that, to achieve that GOAT-like, you know, status?
Well, like we were just saying, because I started out, I was Touchwood, went to a grammar school, and once I was at an all-boys grammar school, you do learn a lot of things, and you're in teams then, and you go into grammar school. From there, I went on to play from at trials at Man City, and you see these pros, the likes of Colin Bell, Dennis Stewart.
Oh, you said Man City team back in the day.
And they stayed out. And sometimes, because you was a young lad, you sometimes had to stay out with them to supply them the balls or give them service to what they were doing. If it was shooting, penalty taking, crossing, etc., etc. So you seen what they were doing, and obviously you would probably try to copy what they did.
Yeah.
And they were so professional in what they do, and it also worked well for you with the managers and the coaches if you took on that mentor too, to say that you wanted to learn. So they looked at you and said,
encouraged you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they seen that you wanted to learn, so they probably spend a little bit more time with you than say the other players, because the other players will probably, who are signed professional forms, will probably do their training and go home or did whatever they were doing. And then to see some young lads who are trying to get into the game doing extra, you know, stand a little thought in their minds thinking, this lad might want to get somewhere, and that's the best thing you can do. Just keep going. In more practice, the better you are.
Oh, you're right there, Ben, if you don't understand that. You know, you notice things in certain players, and I had the privilege of playing with a lot of really, really good footballers in my career. But the best example for me would be somebody like Steve Ogrizovic. We would finish training, wouldn't we? And we'd all give everything you got in training. You know, we'd probably, in them days, we could go down the pub and have a talk about different things. But Oggy would be back on the training pitch. He'd get some apprentices out there, exactly like he used to do when he was a kid. And he'd get kids feeding balls in and doing absolutely brilliant pro.
Yeah. I mean, when I used to go and watch Coventry, when Oggy was in goal, it was like, he was the kind of start. Everything else used to filter. It was like, okay, we've got the wall there, we've got the bus, Oggy's there, you know. He was like Man Mountain, wasn't he, to go get past.
It's different. It's like you say, Oggy was an exceptional pro in more ways than one. Worked at his weaknesses and things like that. But when we come to crossing, I used to not cross for Oggy because I played on the wing. Because if you do all your crossing, you start crossing for the goalkeeper. So I never did cross it, so I was lucky you could go in if you want. So it works in many ways, in different ways. So they used to get apprentices and other lads come out, and he used to practice his catching and things like that. And he was a tremendous pro, but at the same time, where everybody had to work at everything they did, but also you had to get on.
Yeah.
We had different people from, say, London, Scotland, Wales, Irish. And sometimes their sense of humour was different to where you come from.
So you had to adapt.
So you had to
even
adapt,
social skills, right, as well. Yeah.
So you're learning all the time, and obviously you learn with the managers and coaches and how to get on. And you have to, as I would say, rely more on Kirk than say your missus or something. Because at the end of the day, if Kirk does well, I do well, we live well. Family lives well. So you got to get to know him more than
building a team.
And
team spirit is important.
Yeah. So present company excluded, who was the best player you played with?
Don't be embarrassed. Oh no, I'm sitting here, but don't be embarrassed.
I said present company excluded.
Well, he did play one game. No, you you look over the years, and I've played with, like the likes I said, Colin Bell, Dennis Stewart, and the players I played with at Manchester City as pros growing up with Peter Barnes and etc. You look at them and you think, you want to be like them. You want to make it, and then you want to do what they've done or achieved. And then you get onto, as you get a little bit older, apprentices look at you and they want to do what you do.
Yeah.
So, and then you move on and you become a seasonal pro. So you start, like you say, I moved to Coventry City, and we have a surplus of players coming in and out, and you've got to work with each other.
Yeah.
And you find out their weaknesses, you find out their strengths. And at the same time, I was probably my best buddy or friend was Sir Regis. So.
God bless him. Great player. Yeah, what about you, Kirky?
Oh, like Benno, we were fortunate to play with some fantastic players, and to sort of actually pick somebody out individually were difficult. I just mentioned Steve Gruzovic, probably one of the best pros I've ever played with, and a great fella, and still one of our friends we get together with now.
Don't mention him too much.
So he's on the radio Saturday, isn't he? So anyway,
Give you a mention. You know what I mean?
But as players come, go. There's a couple of players I played with. I mean, Paul Walsh was brilliant at Luton. Ricky Hill at Luton was brilliant.
Yeah.
And then we come to Coventry. Obviously there's Benno, there's Cyril. Piercy wasn't a bad player either in his day.
Well, you got because I used to be an electrician, but you've got a funny story about.
So Piercy, when he joined the club, I used to be a contractor, civil engineer.
Yeah.
We own
Feet
a company.
on the ground still.
Yeah, feet on the ground. I was sort of tarmacking and all that. So I used to go tarmacking when we'd be off for 6 weeks in the summer. I'd go back home to the family business, tarmacking through the summer. And just a very quick story. I've just signed for Luton Town, seen David Pleat and Ken Guttridge, the assistant manager, down in Luton, signed all the forms. They give you kit, don't they? They give me all these Adidas trainers and boots. So I brought it all back home with me. I've gone to work for a week, tarmacking at the hotel in Walsgrave, big tarmac machine, and we're there. And all of a sudden there's a queue of traffic, and I hear this like beep, 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 beep. Who's that? I said, won't be a minute, beep, beep. Anyway, called me over. Didn't realise it was Dave Pleat and Ken Guttridge. They'd come to sign a player on at the hotel, and they've gone mad at me because I've got the Adidas trainers on, tarmacking them, but they've just given me for training in. So that's that little story with them. But because a lot of us had to have other trades, we just didn't know how. I didn't get into football, into full pro until I was 23. So I appreciated what the work life was like outside of football. And lo and behold, I signed for Coventry City. Who do we sign? Stuart Pearce. Again, he had been in Wealdstone, non-league footballing, but he was an electrician. So when he moved up here, what he'd done, because he was a bit of a low, on his own, he'd say to the lads, listen lads, anybody do me a Sunday dinner and I'll come and do a bit of work for you.
Yeah.
So I said, Piercy, my missus wants a chandelier type thing, only for horses, hanging. Do you want to come over, have lunch, and we can have a little beer? Lovely. All right, son, I'll be over Sunday morning, 10 o'clock. See you there. I said, all right, Piercy, come over. Give him the chandeliers, gone up in my daughter's bedroom. He's made a great job of hanging this chandelier. Mrs. cooked him Sunday dinner.
Happy.
She's happy because it's going up. Anyway, I've gone up. How you doing, Piercy? He says, yeah, about done. My nickname was Basher. About done, Bash. And I said, so I've walked in and he's just coming down the ladder. And it's all hanging. It's absolutely beautiful. Done a great job. I said, the thing is though, Piercy, as we're walking out, I've put my arm around his shoulder. How long is that going to be up there? And the words hadn't got out of my mouth and the whole lot come crashing down. I'm not kidding you. The whole lot, the time was, I thought it was something
Did he
like
have the dinner by then?
He hadn't had the dinner, no. And I don't know if he got, I can't remember if he got. Because me and him are rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah.
It was just so funny.
Yeah.
My missus didn't see the funny side of it though.
bet, yeah.
So, but he did end up getting the dinner, yeah.
Oh, and who was the when you're in that first division? Because it was first division then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Who was the most feared player that you'd come up against, and you'd have to really adjust your game to kind of go past him as a fullback, or who'd give you the most difficult game?
Well, getting tackled by a fullback with pace always hurt you, but some of them used to just kick, dicks and things like that. So you knew when you was receiving the ball, they're going to give you a kick. Because them days, you could tackle from behind. So the first one was always free. So the first one, they always to make sure that they they knew you were there. You know what I mean? And there used to be a shout from the bench to them, let them know you're there.
Even when I played at school, they go, let them know you're there.
So you always know you was going to get kicked, and different weekends you'd be playing against different fullbacks, and you think, oh, here we go. I'll have Van den Houw this week, I'll have Dix next week, and I'll have Stuart Pearce the week after that, and you're thinking, oh, here we go, you know. So you was always going to get kicked in more ways than one, but at the same time you got to look at it as well. It must be kicking you for a reason. But at the end of the day, you still got to be on your game, because you still got the team to play for. You still got your 7 others to play for. So sometimes when you got kicked and it really hurt, you still had to get up and think like, oh, well, it didn't hurt, mate. Sorry, you know what I mean? And use a little bit of killology.
And what about you, Kirk? Who did you kind of fear when you'd seen the team sheet go up when you're playing against?
I didn't really fear. It's players with pace more than anything. If somebody's got a lot of pace, you might find it a bit difficult. But no, I mean,
met up with John Barnes.
Oh yeah,
recently, didn't you?
Yeah, good friend. I say good friends. Me and John know each other really well. I remember standing in the tunnel at Kenilworth Road when I was playing for Luton, and we're in the tunnel. Watford are there, and it was all right, Wilf Russian. Luther, how are you, son? I'm all right, Basher, how are you? Yeah, all the players. Yeah. Barnsley stood by the side of me. I said, he's only a young lad, 17. I said, you all right, Barnsley? He said, yeah, yes, Bash, I'm all right. I said, you have it today, son, you're going to have it today. And you go out on the pitch anyway. And sure enough, like Bennett said, your first one was always free. So I'd let him know early doors I was there. And I'd say for about 3 years, I had the better of Barnsley, until we're standing in the tunnel at Vicarage Road, and all of a sudden, all right, Luke, all right, yeah, all right, Bash. And all of a sudden, Barnsley sitting next to me, you all right, Bash? I said, I'm all right, yeah, I'm good, Barnsley. He said, you haven't for today, son. And I seen him there a couple of weeks ago. I reminded him of that story, you know, how times changed a little bit. So Barnsley was always a handful, a real handful. But there's quite a few players, but you know, my philosophy was, you know, I wasn't the best player in the world, but I could stop the best.
Yeah.
So,
the old trick.
Yeah, the old trick.
So going on to, because you were both at Coventry in '87, weren't you?
I signed in '85. You were already there, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there for
the cup final.
83 I was there.
I signed in '85, 84, 85, I think it was. Unfortunately, the year before the cup final, I snapped my cruciate ligaments. So I tried to get back. I played about 30 odd games the following season, but leading up to the season of the cup final, my knee was never going to stand up. So unfortunately, I didn't retire fully. I played non-league football for a while. But so I went down to Wembley with the lads. Not with them, but I went down there. I'd done the live radio commentary with Stuart Linnell. And it was pretty emotional up there. We were in the gantry, so, you know, we're up there, and a Coventry City fan, and all my mates had come out the tunnel.
What's it like to come out the tunnel, Dave, and see half the city of Coventry in that half of Wembley? You know, you get tingles up your spine, or?
Well, it's a little bit different for me in the sense that I had already been there, so I knew what to expect in more ways than one than some of the players have been there. So as the build up to the cup final, because we had a great season, and you can see the build up as we are doing now, having a great season. But every shop's got sky blue in it, and it get everybody together, even your next door neighbour just at the end of the road, all of a sudden knows.
It's amazing, like it brings the whole community together, doesn't it? When the city are playing well.
Yeah, that's right. And so everyone's sky blue and everything. So we go down a couple of days early, and we stay down. We get trying to get in the atmosphere, and the press are after you. You get into the changing rooms, and it's all about you. Then you have a little routine where you have to make sure you're out 15 minutes before you go. And we played at the old Wembley then, so it's right at the back, and the tunnel's right at the back of the goal, where you have to walk out behind the goal. And if you walk out behind the goal, as you see, there's a canopy, and as you're walking up, there's an hill, like a slight hill, and then a decline, and as you're walking up, you can see that the far far.
You can hear them.
There's the air and coming. The canopy comes back a little bit, so the loud, the crescendo gets louder and louder and louder as you're walking out. So all the crowd now obviously comes to the halfway line, and then till you walk out and everything hits you. And this is when you realise this is it, mate.
Yeah.
This is it. This is what it's all about, and this is where you find out a little.
And how do you control your emotions? Cause,
This is well, like I say, touch wood. I'd have been there before, so but it's not that. It's about you. You're thinking, well, don't want to mess up now. Don't want to do this. Does my hair look good? Do I look busy? You know what I mean?
Do you remember the hair?
I remember his hair. Yeah.
So you're going out, you're jogging, and you're thinking things. You think, I just want to get a touch the ball and get on. And then you have that ceremony where you sing the national anthem, etc., etc., and then you break and you want to touch the ball and decide which way you're going. It just so happens to us, the team talk of the managers that make sure you don't go down early in the game, and which went out the wind after 90 seconds. And I can remember this to this day. I had a touch by then, and I'm kicking off with Cyril, and so I'm saying to Cyril as we're kicking off, make sure I get a touch of the ball, and Cyril was saying to me, make sure we keep the score down. So it's a but you in the game you find out bits about yourself and your character, your mates. You rely on them. When you have a little go and it's took the way it is, because you've been working with them for the last year, maybe 2 years. So you can shout and they tell you off, you tell them, and so he's took the right way, because it's a class of encouragement.
Yeah.
So they want the best for you. You want a bit more. You want like 10%. And when I've scored the goal,
What was that like?
It's the feeling that when you've scored the goal, you realise that you've scored the goal. But I want to celebrate, and I scored at the Tottenham end, so I couldn't really celebrate. But by the time I wanted to go and lift my hands up to score, the lads have grabbed me. I'll never forget the feeling of when they grabbed me, like Mickey Ginn and Nick Pickering. It weren't just a grab to say congratulations. Like
It was the emotion.
It was emotion of you grabbed you and you're back in the game. Yeah. And the hug was like so tight, as if to say, oh, I want no breath. And it's just the emotion in the sense that, boom, you've done something here. But as I'm jogging back to the kickoff, halfway line, and you're thinking, yeah, you've done it, you've scored a goal. But the game's not over.
Yeah.
You've not won anything yet. Yeah. You've not done it. You've just got back in the game. You think, yeah, great. Of course, it's a great feeling.
Yeah.
You've just achieved something. You scored in the FA Cup final. Mm-hmm. But you've got to then realise that you haven't done anything. So you've still got to play for your team. You've got to put that beside and work to get this result right.
Yeah.
And when you get this result out, then you can get your accolades.
Yeah.
That you deserve.
Well, you all certainly did that day. It was brilliant. What about at the end of the when they blew the whistle, and you're all hugging each other, and thinking, next I'm going up those stairs to Wembley to receive the cup. What's that like? It's just, you must have so many emotions. It was a family there, come down to Wembley to see you.
The family's there, my brothers there, everyone's there, and it's just not nice. You've got your friends around you. Your friends are proud of it. Because it goes back to when I started out playing football. My mum and dad, no disrespect to the, didn't think I'd make it in football. They said, they didn't take me to football. They weren't. I had to let loose from.
Was that because of they thought there's too much racism in there?
No, it's just a thing of life when we were growing up. Then that not many black players was around. She always thought, I want you to have a trade.
Yeah.
Or good education, everything like that. So
your parents always wanted a son to be a footballer.
Yeah.
Luckily, your brother was. Sorry, Maya.
Going back on that, I was looking at there was two of us.
Yeah.
No, yes, and then you celebrate after the game, and you think you've achieved something.
Yeah.
And they cannot take that away from you.
Yeah.
You've made your parents proud, you made your friends proud,
The city was proud, wasn't it? I mean, the old town.
It was just
It brought, like you just said a minute ago, talk about a community. That year, the old town was a community, and because of the football club.
And the biggest thing for me after the game was that, because I've been there previously, I got beat by Tottenham, and I was playing against Tottenham again.
Oh, okay.
So when they went up to get their trophies or medals, well, not trophy, medal, losers medal, by the way, I made sure I shook everyone's hand.
Did you?
I shook everyone's hand, and if you ever see me go up, I'm one of the last to go up, because I made sure I shook everyone's hand as to say, revenge is sweet.
And what's it like lifting or getting that trophy passed to you? And
it was
the highlight, obviously the highlight of your career.
It was heavy, but you just...
Didn't you break it?
No, I didn't.
Did you sleep with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody told
Took it home and slept with
we
it.
stopped at the hotel overnight.
Yeah. What? It's a funny
Could you do that now, do you think? Take the FA Cup home? Like then, obviously you did. But could you do that now with the FA Cup? They give you the cup and...
What happened was we got back to the hotel, Landover Hotel, and we got that there. We going up to get changed, and all our guests, Kirk, etc. At the time, I was with his sister, and they've given me the cup. So I've gone upstairs, kissed the cup, and said, "This is what it's all about."
Sister.
I didn't kiss her.
So
I said, "This is what it's all about," and she burst into tears. She burst into tears and says, "This is supposed to be the best time of my life." But no, because what happened was the tickets that they give her were next to the Tottenham's fans, and I were chucking chips at them. So with that, we got changed and went down, and obviously I weren't too happy about it, because you expect your family and
to be looked after.
to be looked after. So we come down and we had a few drinks that night, and they said he could take it to bed with you or do what, you know what I mean. And so some of us, and then the next day we was up early to go and get Bugsy. That's what we were like. We were a team off the park as much as on the park.
Yeah.
do you remember in the hotel that night? And the FA Cup's in there, and everybody's had a right few to drink. I've got the FA Cup, and we was all messing about, and George Curtis, I think, come behind me, and he picked me up by the two ears, and he said, "Have some respect for that FA Cup." I was only messing about, like, didn't he? Picked me off the floor by my bleeding ears. Big George.
Yeah. It's only what you deserved, isn't it?
Yeah. But what at the final whistle, I bet you were busting a gut to get to the lads, weren't you? To the hotel,
Well, we had to do the commentary and everything, all the after game reporting and everything, and it was brilliant. Me and Stuart and I had a great time. But I'd gone down there with my mate in his car. He gave me a lift down, and when we was going back, I wanted to get straight up to the hotel.
Okay.
So he gave me a lift back to the hotel, dropped me off there, and all the lads all come up there, and it's great. We celebrated all night.
Did you?
And the following day.
And the following day, that's the best thing about it. The following day, we stopped off at the Holiday Inn, on Walsgrave.
Yeah, Walsgrave Road.
And changed into the open.
Top deck. Yeah.
And from there to the town hall.
It was everybody was blind in the streets, weren't they?
It took us 4 hours. 4 hours for a 20 minutes drive. But the thing about 4 hours was the open deck bus didn't have any toilets on it, so so a lot of us was getting bottles of wine chucked up to you and things like that, but we were just filling them up. We had to drink them quick to fill them up quick.
You didn't drink them when you know.
So what would you? Obviously, that's kind of you've gone through your careers, and what would be the advice you would give to young people? Because obviously we're here for your subs to support encourage young people, underprivileged children to get into sport as a route to greatness. What would be your kind of advice?
Like I said earlier on, just enjoy everything. Have your aims, have your targets in life, and just do your best to reach them. Everybody's got a dream, and we've lived the dream, and there's kids out there we're supporting from your subs, obviously what we're involved with, and we know that there is another FA Cup winner out there, whether it's girls as well,
Yeah,
or
it'd be
boys.
fabulous.
I know we're also sponsoring the boxing and all sorts of other different sports. If your kid's if he's got a dream, and he can live the dream, then he'll have lived our life.
Follow it. Yeah.
Yeah, follow your dream.
What about you, Dave?
Out a little bit what he's saying, but also times have moved on.
Yeah.
They've got more opportunities now, and it's getting hard in more ways than one because we've got academies. But just because you failed, maybe when you're 10, 12, 13, 14, if you still think you can make it, there's always a chance. There's always a door open. You never know who's watching you.
Yeah.
No matter what sport you're in, you keep trying. You try again, and you keep believing, as you say. So repeating what he says. There could be a great boxer out there. There could be a great girl runner out there. No matter what sport you're in, and the way they're doing things nowadays with the academies, etc., in more ways than one, running, swimming, etc., If you're not good at one sport, they won't say you're not good at another sport.
Yeah.
You know, but it's great to see that these young professionals or young lads now are trying that.
They're having the opportunities as well now.
Yeah. So just keep going, and hopefully,
If you hadn't made it as a footballer, could you have made it as something else, like sports-wise?
I think I would have made it as a MP myself.
An MP? Not a cricketer. I was thinking cricket.
It's got a different meaning in our language.
Oh, okay.
No. Obviously, I would have really had to think about what I would have done.
You know, when I was a kid, I joined Coventry when I was 8 years old, signed for Coventry Schoolboys, and I was with them all the way through till I was 15, expecting to sign for the City.
Yeah.
Fortunately, they broke me out when I was 15, sent me a letter, said wasn't good enough at the time, and that inspired me. I thought, so they released me.
Yeah.
Broken-hearted, joined a local Massey Ferguson's at 15. I joined Nuneaton Borough when I was 16. Lucky enough then to go into the Football League when I was 23 to Luton, and then live my dream. And I got paid back for everything, all my effort that I put into it. Finally signed for my hometown club.
Yeah.
Coventry City, where my heart was, where I always wanted to be. And I think having rejection, and I wouldn't call it failure, rejection at the time for what I wanted to do inspired me. And it made me stronger, it made me work harder, and it made me more, I wanted so badly that eventually, like I say, you get what you deserve in life.
Yeah.
Just saying back on that, as we say, it just goes to show Kirk had to work at it, and it's expired, because he got rejection. Some players now, as you well know, as time has moved on with so many academies, some of these players now, because they've been there from 8 to 15, get rejected, and they go the other way. Instead of taking inspiration from being dejected, or because they've always had everything, some of them go the other way. And this is what we're trying to avoid, so that we can try and help them to put them back on that road.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is a difficult circle or a roundabout sometimes, because obviously their parents have been with them in that turn, and it's turned the other way. But if we can try and help them and inspire them in more ways than one, they can get back on that road.
Yeah. He's right.
So to emulate these two players, never ever give up. That would be
turn failure into
a positive,
and a fantasy.
Yeah.
Live your dream.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can inspire some young children, boys and girls, to live their dreams. But thanks for coming in today, guys.
It's a pleasure.
Great to see us. Great to share your stories, and thanks for all you're doing for the community, for the children. It's massive. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Yes, and if anybody's out there, young kids, want to talk to us or ask us questions about this, no problem.
You'll always get us. Your subs.
Brilliant.
Any advice, anything at all.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Much appreciated.
Yep.